90 minutes, possible extra time, and maybe even penalties. That's what stands between Ross County, Livingston, and a spot in the Scottish Premiership for the 2025-2026 season. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Football. We're just about an hour away from the second leg of this tie. It is poised pretty perfectly. It's Ross County 1, Livingston 1. Livingston unable to get an advantage after the home leg. They were winning 1-0. I thought that they were the better team in the first leg, and I think they deserved a lead coming into this game, but they conceded that late penalty. It gave Ross County a chance to equalise, and now Ross County are the team that you'd have to say are favourites, because yeah, the tie is level, but Ross County have home advantage tonight, and I think that if you offered Ross County this scenario ahead of the two-legged tie, I think they would have definitely took that. If you offered them a 1-1 draw at Livy and coming to Dingwall tonight, I think that County definitely would have taken that. So Livy, on the other hand, probably would have wanted a lead, at least a 1-0 lead, maybe a 2-goal lead, who knows. Ross County at home are capable of, good results. Livingston away tend to not be that great. However, it's all up for grabs. There's a place on the line in the Scottish Premiership, so by no means would I rule Livingston out of it. Plus, when you look at the form guide, Ross County have been pretty shocking, and they were kind of lucky to get that late draw. So I think they're favourites, but by no means are they secure. No means are they heavy favourites. The votes are in, 245 votes in total. 62% are going with Ross County, 38% are going with Livingston, and I'd say that's about right. I think I'm looking at this tie, I'd say it's pretty much like a 60-40 tie in favour of County. Not much between the teams, but considering County have the home advantage, I think you've got to give them the nod, and they will be expected to win. They will be the slight favourites, but Livingston, Davy Martindale, can they come straight back up? I would not write them off. They've had a pretty good season in the Championship. Almost won it at the end. Fought back to give Falkirk a scare. Can they give Ross County a scare tonight? That's what we're going to have to wait and see. 90 minutes, possible extra time, possible penalties. Could we be looking at something similar to the Scottish Cup final tonight? I mean, maybe. Kickoff is at 8 o'clock, so Livingston will be travelling. It's a long way up north, and it'll be an even longer way down south if they have to come down with a defeat. However, if Livingston are travelling back to Lothian tonight, if they're travelling back to Lothian with the win and with the Scottish Premiership status secured, then I'm sure they will enjoy that trip, and that'll be a trip that they never want to end. So, it's a massive game, and we're going to get into the comments here, and we're going to see what you guys think ahead of this match. So, Loxium says, no plastic should be allowed in the SPFL. The SPFL. I mean, I get that, but I think we have to accept that that's the way it is, isn't it? There's already, I believe, 3? Well, maybe not 3. You've got Falkirk and Kilmarnock, and if Livingston win, then that would be 3. So you could be looking at 25% of the games next, or 25% of the teams, in the Scottish Premiership playing under a plastic pitch, or playing on a plastic pitch. That's not great. Should they make it that you have to get rid of the plastic pitch in order to come up? I mean, possibly. I just think it's the Scottish Premiership level, and I'd like to think Championship level as well. It would be good if all the teams could get, the real grass, but I would say some artificial pitches are better than others, but you can't beat the real thing. And hopefully we can get to a time where, all the big teams in Scotland and the teams playing at least, let's say, in the top 2 flights, real grass. Maybe they could make it where if once you earn promotion to the Championship, you have to you have to get a grass pitch within the next 2 seasons. So that means that if you did get back-to-back promotions, you would have to go into the Scottish Premiership with real grass. Maybe that's a rule they could implement. If they outright said you need grass pitches to get promoted, then I'm sure that would force teams into, doing away with the artificial pitches as well. But at the same time, I wouldn't like to see a scenario where a team wins the championship and is not allowed entry to the Premiership just because of their pitch. I mean, that happened back in the day. I think, was it with Falkirk? Their stadium didn't meet the standards or something, and they weren't promoted. I think it was Falkirk. Can't remember who it was, but yeah, I don't like to see that. Regardless of how big your stadium is or what kind of grass pitch you play on, if you win the championship, I think you should be allowed promotion. But maybe they could make it that as soon as you earn promotion to the championship, you then have 2 seasons to get a grass pitch installed. Although, I mean, it does cost money. Let's not pretend that it's cheap. It's it's a lot. It costs a lot of money, and unfortunately, it's not a lot of money in Scottish football, especially in the lower leagues. George Shepherd said, "Hope Ross County retain their place in the SPL. Really can't stand Livingston. Moan the Staggies." You know what? I'm not a big Livingston hater. I'm really not. I like Davy Martindale. I think that Ross County are a better club to be in the Premiership. They spend a bit more money. They've got a bigger support. They've got a real pitch. So I get it, but at the same time, I do like Davy Martindale. Guy's a good character. I wouldn't be overly upset if Livingston got promoted tonight, but I do think overall it's probably a better Scottish Premiership standard if County are in it instead of Livingston. I normally do like the team from the Championship to come up. I mean, most seasons I would like to see 2 teams come straight up because it makes the Premiership feel fresh, and that's what you want, in my opinion. But at the same time, Livingston were only just in it. So Livingston coming back up, to me, even though they would be a newly promoted team, it wouldn't exactly feel like a newly promoted team because, they were in it for like 6 years or whatever. So yeah, it's not like if this was Ayr United versus Ross County, or Partick Thistle, I would be 100% wanting Ayr or Partick to win because it's been so long since they were in the top flight. But, it was only, the 2023-2024 season that Livy were in the top flight, so it's not that long ago. Sir James says, praying for County, so yeah, not much Livy love here in the comments. And Janet McFarlane says, just think Livy will have that wee more than Roscoe, in my opinion. And I can see that, I'm actually going to go ahead and I'm going to predict a Livy win. I'm predicting Ross County 1, Livingston 2. I'm going to go with Ross County 1, Livingston 2, Livingston earning promotion back to the Premiership. That's what I think, guys. Let's know what you think, and we'll be back later on for the match review. Go to watch this one. Should be a good game. A lot on the line, Premiership status to fight for, so yeah, I'm excited to see it. That's it, guys. Catch you in the next one. Been Fog Football. Thanks for watching, and peace.